Yeah, you know, it was funny when I read the Stephen Holden review. I thought, oh, this is a little bit of a respectful review. It's an interesting review. I wonder how long the Times is going to let this stand. And within 2 days, I think it wasn't just the New York Times that question. It was particularly Larry Reuter, who was an old Latin American hand for the New York Times. If only they were that diligent and quick to say fact-check Judith Miller, perhaps we wouldn't have been in Iraq. But I think it is typical. I mean, obviously, on the level, Oliver Stone has a certain kind of reach and a certain kind of audience that gets beyond the traditional progressive media, and it has an impact that has to be counted. What was interesting about the Larry Reuter fact check was how petty it was, and how if this is all they have against the film, I would take it. I mean, most of the criticism were about comments that guests made. Reuter criticized the film for saying that the flight from Caracas to La Paz flies over the Andes, when Reuter says it's mostly over the Amazon, but it does fly over the Andes as well. I mean, it was all of this very petty stuff. And of course, the backstory of this is that the New York Times endorsed the coup in 2002 against Chavez. They backed off and apologized reluctantly. Larry Reuter actually supported the coup, called it not a coup, but a victory for democracy and constitutionalism, and he never backed away from that position.
Has the ombudsman at the Times had to comment on the fact that they assigned the review to a man whose work is criticized in the film he's reviewing?
I don't think so. I don't think the Times has. I mean, maybe I missed it, but I haven't seen any comment on. I believe Stone and Tariq Ali have and Mark Weisbrot, the writers of the film, have sent a letter demanding a retraction or at least an accountability, and there's been silence in the New York Times.
We hope we may be able to have a second interview with Stone right here and see what he thinks of the discussion.